What's going on, guys? It's Adonis, and Dragon Ball Super episode 87 just dropped. Let's talk about it. Now, if you're a big Dragon Ball Super fan and you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, have notifications turned on so you don't miss any of my weekly videos on Dragon Ball Super. So, episode 87. Now, this episode was all about Goku and 17 saving these animals from poachers from space. For whatever reason, it reminded me a lot of Age of Extinction, the Transformers movie. You had Lockdown in a spaceship going from planet to planet, collecting like rare, species of animals or creatures. Personally, I just felt the episode was eh. So you have Goku and 17 talking about Super Dragon Balls at the beginning of the episode because 17 has no idea about the Super Dragon Balls. And I guess it was just interesting to me that that's what caught him. It wasn't the money. It had nothing to do with saving the planet. It was like, oh, these Dragon Balls. I always wanted, to get a boat, but it's like, you were talking about money before because it wasn't, I don't know, it was just weird. It was weird. Now, during this section, you have this spaceship come in and literally starts, reverse Independence Day-ing animals into the sky. Now, as expected, the people that were stealing these creatures were extremely weak. They weren't a challenge for 17 or Goku at all. So that was one of those moments where I was kind of like, okay, this is just kind of a super filler episode. So they had this mini battle on the spaceship, Goku and 17 fighting like the security guards of the spaceship, like just one-hitting them, obviously. Now, one of the things that was interesting, it was pretty cool that there were 2 callbacks to previous instances in Dragon Ball Z. Now, the remote that he was holding obviously reminded us of 17 when Dr. Gero had the remote saying, I'll blow this shit up, I'll shut you down type shit. I thought that was one of those things where I was like, okay, that was clever. And then obviously when he was talking about how he had a bomb or a detonator on him, Goku takes him to King Kai's planet again. He's like, hey, just like I did with Cell, I'm here, ready to go, blow shit up. So those were cool callbacks to Dragon Ball Z. But really, the episode didn't do much for the story. And I think that's why I was a little bored. I felt the writers could have came up with something more compelling to allow 17 to be partners with Goku. Goku obviously going out in space to save 17. Like, 17 didn't need to do that. He could have easily moved fast enough to snatch it out of his hand. Goku could have instant transmission, snatched it out of his hand, and it would have been done. Like, there's just things that I feel like the writers get lazy on. It's like, dude, like, you could have that could have been solved way easier than this episode. Now, one of the cool things at the end of the episode, we have Jocko being Jocko, obviously. Goku's basically saying, so you're gonna take credit for the stuff that we did. And he was like, yeah, man, this is my quadrant. Yeah. He was like, I will probably send a thank you note, but I probably won't. He's like, yeah, I won't. Like, it was just, his character is really funny. Now, we did learn some things about 17, like 18 was saying, like, they both have these childish natures about them. You saw them at the very beginning. Goku wants to, paper, rock, scissors with him to see who's gonna fight the boss and who's gonna take on the henchmen. And it was, there are some cool little things in there. You're starting to see more personality from 17. And we did get the whole 17 referring to Krillin as his brother at the end of the episode. So I thought that was pretty cool, him acknowledging that, like, hey, like, that's my brother-in-law, so is he in the fight? And one thing I do want to address, and I didn't get to address this past week, I've been super busy, was how strong 17 is. And I feel like a lot of people in the fandom were so upset about 17 being on par with Super Saiyan Blue. And I know there's been a ton of creators and people talking about how he is. I just wanted to give my point of view on it. I personally think it makes sense. Mainly being, he's an android. He experiences 0 stamina issues. Goku has to eat, he has to sleep, he has to recover. He doesn't have to do that. He could train as long as he wants. Keep in mind, during that time, he was already ridiculously powerful. Now, a theory that I have is, did Dr. Gero program him to be able to grow at the rate that Goku has grown at during the series prior to him obviously becoming a Super Saiyan? Now, a theory that I had is, if Dr. Gero created 17 to kill Goku, was Goku's strength increases over time calculated into 17's design? So if he is able to train, would he grow at that same type of rate? All in all, I don't agree with this whole notion that some of the people in the fandom are saying, oh, well, Goku just got nerfed. No, I just feel like 17 is a lot stronger than we thought he could become. So that's just my thoughts. Like I said, this episode was okay. I wasn't super excited about it. I wish that I was, but I'm definitely more excited about next week's episode. So let me know in the comments down below what your guys' thoughts were on the episode. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you're subscribed, notifications turned on, because I will be doing more Dragon Ball videos on this channel moving forward. Also, if you guys like the video, go ahead and Dragon Fist that like button for me. Show me some love. And if you want to check out my last video, the link will be right here to the side. All right, guys. Till next time. See you later.